welcome to the Never Seen It podcast, the only podcast called Never Seen It that's worth listening to. Tonight we are joined by Arnie, the one-man party, aka Arnold Callego, Mr. Daily Dares, aka Filipino Grigio, aka Alex Callego, the brothers Callego, Mr. Donnie Appleseed, aka Donnie Guzman, the cousins Callego, and then of course Ghost Nerd 88, aka Mr. Justin Holden. And there's me, Hi. Boots Too Big, aka Adrian De La Torre, here on a special recording of the Never Seen It podcast, wherein we are doing a postmortem on Comic-Con 2025, which was attended by 3 out of 5 of us. Not so bad. We promised you full team coverage. You guys were our soldiers on the ground in the trenches, dealing with all the stenches. See what I did there? Yeah. But yeah. Oh, there you go. You got a poster. You got all kinds of swag. Wait,
it's a
that's
bag,
not a poster.
sir.
What is that? Nice. It's a swag bag.
It's the bag.
That is one of the biggest swag bags I've ever seen, Arnold.
It's the bag that if you wear it, your back is going to get super sweaty.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Were you on the Old Spice train, Arnold? What brand of deodorant do you use, Arnold? I'm curious now.
I use Degree. You know, it's a special one. It's a white
specially formulated for Arnold.
Yes.
Specially formulated in a lab to match Arnold's pheromone levels.
I always feel like
Arnold.
Degree is the grown-up version of deodorant. It's like, you're an adult when you buy Degree.
I'm partial to the Dove Men's Care Plus deodorant.
I do agree with you, Justin, and I also feel that Old Spice is your high school years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like Axe is high school.
No.
Oh.
I think it's on the same level.
Axe is high school.
Yeah.
Axe,
Okay.
Axe draws all the hot ladies.
It depends on
That's
which store you went to. Like, if your mom went to like Sam's Club or Costco, like you got a big old bulk.
You're right.
Yeah.
However, Old Spice, they had a presence at Comic-Con because they know that it can get pretty stinky up in there. And I remember the first morning, Thursday morning, it was like 9 in the morning. I was like, whew, already, man.
Yeah. I think within 10 minutes of us walking in, you had mentioned something about the smell.
Remember, I went to a school that had a game design department, so you can imagine that. I'm guessing this is similar. Okay, so walk me through day one, preview night. What happened? Arnold, let me start with you because I feel like you're ready to go, like really ready to go. So preview night. Talk to me about preview night. Walk me through it.
Oh man,
Yes,
so
sir.
we checked into our hotel. We picked up Donald at the airport. We were there nice and early.
Yeah.
We got gas. It was $6.29 a gallon.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, here's one.
Because it's right by the airport.
Right by the airport.
Yeah, and that's where everybody's like, oh crap, I gotta go fill up my rental, or else they'll charge me.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, butter my biscuit. That's quite the expensive per gallon price. Anyway, go on, Arnold. Sorry.
Yeah, and so
$6.29. Jesus.
we had a 4-day pass, which I don't know. Should I say? We had a 4-day pass, including preview night.
Yes.
So
we really should have vetted Arnold's script before the show.
Jeez, Arnold.
Go ahead, Arnold.
we got in. Well, we picked up our bags and we're like, okay, well we're here. Let's wait in line. And I wish I had my collapsible chair, which I bought and was ready for. But what I was not ready for was how hard the collapsible stool is, because at Comic-Con it's lines everywhere, and so.
And hold on, you had a little bit of an injury. Tell us about how that went.
Yeah. So on July 12th, I only remember it because I had to fill it out on my physical therapy paperwork today. I injured my knee. I had a little tear in my meniscus, and I'm like, oh damn, no! Comic-Con's next week, so I did everything I could to try and get better. But then MRI showed that it was a little tear. So it was the first time I ever did Comic-Con with an injury and like with a cane. So I was
Hey,
hobbling around.
I think it benefited us though, right? Because we were able to check in early. I don't know if that's the reason, but I think it helped.
Oh, yeah, I tried to. I tried
Well,
to. And,
You were on the crutches at that
I mean,
moment.
we checked in.
You weren't
Yeah.
just you weren't
Did he?
just using. He wasn't just using the cane. He had the crutches with him too. So he was like,
Oh,
He was
yeah,
really
yeah. I mean,
playing
that
it
was
I was like,
we checked in at like 11:30, and like typical check-ins like 3.
Yeah.
I've never had that happen before, so
well,
maybe they
Yeah.
just like you.
well, we did run into our cousin Lance. Well, he was staying with us, but we had to go pick up his bags before we checked in, and he works at a hotel in downtown Margaritaville, and he was saying that he had to inspect 160 rooms. Was that what he said that morning?
Oh, that's right.
And so
Yeah.
that
They-
morning.
Yeah, so they were trying to get everything done early. So I would imagine all the hotels were trying to get all the rooms. That way they could get everybody in. I mean, I feel like the faster people can get checked in, they're not having their bags waiting around in like luggage rooms, and so like that makes a lot of sense.
I have a question. If you have a disability, do you get special fast pass type access, or does that not matter at all?
So
yeah, you do, but then usually you have to sign up for it like well ahead of time, and because mine happened so like recently, and I mean it was painful, but the doctor gave me a brace, and that brace, it made the world of a difference. Like I was actually able to walk and hobble around, but
although one day
and
you
I-
made the mistake of not using your cane still.
yeah.
What happened then?
Oh well, because so the nature of it, you're walking around the convention, and then especially if I'm wanting to record content or take pictures and stuff, you got to have a hand free, and then you buy stuff or you get stuff for free, so you're holding something. I didn't want to have my hand holding a cane all the time, and you essentially only have one hand, so I decided to leave that and just only use the brace. I was really hobbling around, and I hobbled around a lot more than I actually thought, because Lance and Clark, they're like, yeah dude, we saw you from a distance, you're like, you look really bad.
They mean badass.
Bad to the bone.
Bad to the meniscus.
Well, you know what was a trip for me was in the hotel. And this is the first time I've ever seen it, coming from a city full of hotels, right? But like, there's no buttons in there. It's like you swipe your card, and then it tells you which elevator to go in. And so if you're not really familiar with the process, you go in there, and you could technically end up in a wrong elevator and like go for a ride.
And some
without
people did.
having to come back down.
Some people
Yeah.
did.
Some people did, yeah, and I
They're
was
just
like,
taking
damn, dude,
rides.
that's crazy. Yeah, very interesting.
Okay.
I thought it was very.
I have two questions for you guys. First question: would you guys say that Comic-Con is like the Disney World for nerds? And second question is, how much crossover is there between Comic-Con and like furries? I'm really curious about that.
And
You say
what?
furries?
Furries.
There-
yeah.
Like Labubus?
I did.
There
I
has to
only
be
saw a
some
handful.
crossover,
I think-
right?
I
There
think
has to be
just-
some
I only saw a
overlap.
I think Justin can answer that.
Yeah. Wait.
Justin, are
hold
you a
on. What
furry?
the? Yeah. I'm
Well, no,
secretly a
you were
furry.
like you and I were. We were witness of
no,
like.
I've been to Comic Con with Alex, and there was like a hotel. I think it was the Hyatt or whatever, and there was like a furry convention going on at the same time. Whatever. I don't think furries are
it
necessarily.
wasn't more of a
synonymous.
meetup. It was more of a meetup. Let's see.
Well, it was a meetup, yeah,
Fair.
more of a meetup. But it's like furries aren't necessarily synonymous with Comic-Con. But do furries participate? Yeah, of course, because there's like
sure.
a lot of like artists that cater to like the furry fandom. But if it is it a like furry convention, or it's a place that furries can go, but I wouldn't say
Right.
that's what Comic-Con is meant for.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm curious because I've heard that it's kind of a big subculture. Like it's a big subculture from what I've heard and read.
I would say like the cosplay in general is like a big subculture for that, right? But not like I wouldn't
people
say
right.
people put in thousands of dollars into their furry costumes, and obviously there's also like online forums. There's these people create a character with their fursona. Right.
Persona.
They definitely got their own thing going on, and I would say that most furries get a bad rap though. I'm not particularly a huge fan of the furry fan base. However, they get a bad rap because there are a lot of times that they'll have like conventions at like hotels and things like that, and then they just completely fuck that shit up, like literally and figuratively.
Yeah, this is a while ago. There was a furry con, and it was a complete disaster in a lot of ways.
Most of the time, it is.
To get into it.
I would say furries are a subculture of a subculture. Of a couple subcultures, right? There's like a subculture of cosplay.
And when you say subculture, emphasis on sub, I think, in some ways, right?
As in subscribe.
I mean,
exactly.
It's a fetish for some.
Yeah,
it is a fetish for some, and it's a fandom, and it's a lifestyle.
I'm not kink shaming, by the way. Do your thing. As long as what happens between consenting adults is none of my goddamn business.
Speaking of furry, I'll be right back in just a second. I think my fur baby Bruce, I think he needs to go outside real quick.
Okay, go ahead, Arnold. We'll talk amongst ourselves.
What was the other half of the other question? You were saying
the other half was is Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con specifically, sort of like the Disney World for nerds. Disneyland, whatever you want to call it.
Go ahead, Donald. Go ahead. What do you think?
No, I was just gonna say like I could see how somebody would describe it as that. I think it's whatever you make of it, right? It's like it's whatever the experience is for you specifically. I mean, there's people that go to that just to profit, right? For example, as like a one type of person that would go to that.
Yeah.
And then there's somebody who's like totally a nerd and is there for all the to learn about all the new and upcoming things that they're all into. Yeah. So it's really what you make of the experience.
Yeah, there's scalpers who come there just to buy exclusives, and they know what they're doing, and they make a lot of money going there, right? They'll go and buy all the exclusives. They know the ins and outs. They even probably have friends who are vendors who will stand in line for them while they've been trying to like push that away to get like not have that so predominant. There still are people who are finding ways to like game the system, so to speak, and they've been like. But then there's also like people like us, like we go. I've been going every year because for me it's a sense of community. Like I've never felt at any time like unwelcome at San Diego Comic-Con, and I think that's the beauty of it too, is that it's because of of what it represents. Anybody can find something that they like. You can find people who are like super into film, right? There's like representative of like stuff like David Lynch. There's tons of like booths that were selling David Lynch like related merch. I picked up I picked up one of these. I got a sketch.
By the way, our Inland Empire episode available now for you to download and listen to.
I got this. I don't know. You can see that David Lynch.
It's not going to show great because of the filter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, is that okay.
I like that. Yeah. That's cool.
You'll have to send me a better picture. I'll drop it in the edit later. 130,000 people annually attend Comic-Con. That's insane. There's cities that don't have 100,000 people in them, let alone 100.
That's just attendees. That doesn't count like a bunch of people that visit the city just in general that didn't get tickets.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that just hang out outside. Yeah. There's a lot of activations outside that you can participate in.
Yeah, locals.
This is a huge.
Locals show up in droves, and just do the outside off-site stuff. Like that's who's getting all the off-site tickets. It's not like the attendees. I mean, they are a good portion of it. Yeah. But I think the locals know like Oh, we're not gonna. But they're the ones who are willing to stand in line because there's like one. I think there was one for Percy Jackson. I heard the wait for that Percy Jackson offsite was 6 to 8 hours. 6 to 8
Yeah,
hours.
that's wild.
When I passed by
Never
it,
mind
like
Disneyland.
I passed by like at 4 p.m. and it was like, oh, this is a 3 to 4 hour wait. I'm like, what? And then yeah, some of them was like a Lilo and Stitch thing, like by the Thunderbolts thing, pop up, and that was like also like a 2 to 3 hour wait. I'm like, and it's all just to like take a picture, and there was no shade there, man.
Yeah.
No shade.
That's
No
wild.
shade on you either, Arnold. By the way. Just-
I know. I got really tan. I didn't realize it, but like the 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, of just walking out in the sun. I came back and people were like, "Whoa, you got dark." I'm like, "I did."
Hey, but what a world of a difference to stay that close to the venue, right? Like,
So
because last
convenient.
year when we went, we drove in every morning, and it was kind of like a trek dealing with traffic, parking, all that stuff. So it was nice to be able to just
Yeah.
Arnold
go up
had
to the hotel.
Arnold had to like pee in the middle of the drive when we were waiting in traffic last year.
Last year, yeah.
That was a fun.
Bring those water bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to do like a switcheroo in the middle of the freeway, but
At the
the
highway.
drive.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
highway.
this is. I think a better analogy would be like this is a nerd mecca because I mean we're talking.
Yeah, for sure.
Hundreds of several 100,000 people. Generates about 160 to 165 million dollars annually. That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
I've heard something that in comparison to a Super Bowl weekend, like whatever city Super Bowl lands, it like matches or beats the amount of money that a Super Bowl weekend brings to a certain city.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, that makes sense. I feel like you could fit more people in a convention center than a football stadium. I would have to say.
One of my favorite
Yeah,
things
how
is
much does Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say how much
yeah.
does Hall H fit? Do you guys know that set?
is
like
that
seats?
6,500
Yeah,
or
that's what it was. Yeah, it's
6,900?
big.
maybe?
And
Yeah.
that's the big one, right? That's the one that's
That's
hard to
just-
get into.
Yeah, that's just the one.
I think it's actually 6,500, but they need to try to increase it by like 400 more seats. One of my favorite things about Comic-Con is the food, and but speaking of
Great segue.
we've got a lot of
I was gonna say.
food traditions. One of them is like we will go to this burger joint called Hodad's. I wonder if Kyle Mabson's been there since he's doing the Guy Fieri tour. But dinner.
What are you eating tonight, Arnold?
Dinner has arrived, guys. This is just for me.
Forget the snooze-o-meter. We're doing the food-o-meter. We're doing Arnold's. Each time we record his food review, whatever meal he's enjoying that night. Is that it? What is that?
Is it
by the way?
burgers?
This is
Looks like a.
I got it from
gyro?
Luna Grill.
Oh, okay. It looks like. It looks
Was that
a
like
Euro.
Mediterranean?
Looks like
Yeah.
a deconstructed Euro.
So we got rice under here, pita,
Yeah.
meat,
Lamb.
the Euro meat. We got some vegetables and stuff. Tzatziki.
Man,
Tzatziki
I'm gonna go get
sauce.
some after this. Actually, that
Well,
sounds
Adrian, sounds like you're right.
This is all for me.
Good stuff, Arnold.
Just a little.
You're gonna have to
container.
give us your food rating by the end of the show. By the way, now you're gonna have to. You could do like a set of pictures where you're like skinny and bloated by the end. And that's your rating. Does that make sense?
Well, for the show, I'll do it. Oh yes.
Okay, so preview night. Getting back to that really quick, we'll wrap up that really quick. So what is from what I saw? It looked like it was a big outdoor thing. Preview night, or what was it exactly? What goes on at preview night is the question.
Well, you wait we were waiting upstairs, in they call it the sales pavilion, and then it's for everybody who has preview night, and then they kind of
Like
let
us.
you in like a
Like
little
us.
bit early.
Like us, we had
Yeah,
preview night.
yeah.
And it's just for a short while. It's from 6 to 9, and
So
because of normal hours.
So basically,
You get first dibs. You get
Yeah.
first dibs on everything.
so the history of
Sorta.
preview night. So the history of preview night was this: San Diego Comic Con used to be only Thursday through Sunday, right? They didn't have Wednesday preview night before. What they did do is like they would let early attendees who like registered early come in like 2 hours earlier than the rest of the crowd, right? On Thursday. So they would let everybody in. I can't remember when they started. I think it was maybe almost 15 years ago. I could be wrong. It could be more than that, but I think it was shortly after we started going. They started adding on preview night, and preview night was this thing where they would add on this other badge for Wednesday, where they have 3 hours earlier, or 3 hours of just being able to get in before anybody else, and it was like half. Originally, it was like half the capacity of what the regular days were. So, but now it just feels like, okay, everybody who can afford to get in, you know.
Yeah, it's like a normal day, right?
Yeah.
It's just just as crazy as any other day.
Can you do day passes, or do you have to buy the whole shebang?
No, you can do day passes.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
okay.
do day
Yeah.
passes.
I know that.
Well, my experience with preview night in the past was that. So, I remember me and Donald, not Appleseed, but the other Donald, Don Christina. We were like,
Shout out Donald.
yeah, shout out Donald. We were
Donald's in this world.
We were-
Some good, some not so great.
all the Donalds are great. We were like, yeah, let's like try to like sneak in on preview night, sneak in like an hour or two early or whatever, and we made it onto the floor. Like it was actually pretty cool. We were walking around just trying to see like what we can get into and what we can, as far as swag goes, if there's people handing out swag, and I believe we did get like a couple of things, but we ended up getting stopped by security, and the security's like, "Oh, can I see your guys' badge?" And we show him the badge, and
Oh,
he
I was with
escorted
you.
us out.
I was with
it-
you.
I think I
Oh,
was
you
with
were
you
with
too.
us. Yeah, wait, then was Donald there, or
I think
or
so.
am I remembering this
I think
correctly?
No,
Okay.
I think he was there. I think Christina was there too, and then we kind of all
Yeah.
split off.
We took the elevator from the top and we went down. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember we were just all on the floor, and
Like,
yeah, and then
made it.
security escorted us
Yeah.
out. They're like, "Oh, you can't be here right now." But
Yeah.
it was like an hour away or something like that.
Oh yeah, we got in
That was
really
a cool
early.
experience.
Yeah.
Because
That's cool.
you got to see everybody like building their booths still, and there was people like giving stuff away, and yeah, it was an interesting experience. So
Yeah.
you're definitely getting a side of Comic-Con that like some people get to see and some people don't. A lot of people don't care about preview night because it's only like a couple of hours, but I feel like you get insight on like what you're going to do the next day. So you can navigate the convention center and be like, okay, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow morning when this shit opens up. Now I know where to navigate to. I know what aisle it's down, Because sometimes I also feel that, like, last minute, they kind of change the layout of where certain vendors are going to be, even though it's, like, posted ahead of time. Sometimes they, like, change that shit up sometimes.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, Justin, because like that first night or that preview night that we went, it was just bananas, right? But the second night, Thursday evening, like the last couple hours, I felt like more relaxed. I knew where everything was, and I was able to actually like make purchases. But that first day, I was just like, I was like overstimulated. I was like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Yeah, I didn't even get anything the first night, so I had a better shopping experience Thursday to secure some things that I wanted.
Yeah. And then there's also like a lot of people that there's some vendors that give like out exclusives on preview night too, and then they're sold out the next day. Like I've experienced that before. I forgot what it was, one of the years, like I went to preview night and the line was just too long during preview night, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get in line for it tomorrow. And then I go back and it's completely sold out, the thing I wanted. I was like, damn. I was like, how do they make that preview night exclusive only? That shit's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like that on preview night we were trying to get into the yesterday's line, and Donald, you got a time ticket, right?
I had a time ticket and I still didn't get shit. With the time ticket, it was like a 3-hour wait. So it was like, if I decided to get that, it would basically be like my whole night in one line to get one pin, right?
Yeah.
It's like, is it worth it? You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's one of those things.
So we opted out.
Yeah.
Not to get it.
That's one of those things too. That I think one of my things that I always say is make a plan, but be willing to throw it out the window. You know,
Yeah.
like
You definitely got to be flexible.
Yeah, there were multiple times we had to do that, right? We were there was 2 times that we stood in line for Hall H, or well, one time that we literally stood in line for Hall H. The second time we walked past it, and we're like, no, screw that, we're not getting into that. So we just walked away. And what did we do? It was on like Saturday, right? Like.
Yeah, I forgot what it was for, but that's a hard decision, right? Because you committed 2 hours of your time already, and you're like, should we wait it out and see if we get in, or you know?
No, I remember it was on Saturday, and we decided that we were trying to get into Tron, Ares, and
Tron,
Predator, and Alien, or whatever. But then we decided we ended up going to the Scott Pilgrim thing, which was even better,
and which was good.
Yeah, it worked. It was even better. It worked out for us, you know.
Did you run into Mr. Sarah or Miss Plaza again?
No, that would be awesome though. Did they go last time?
No,
that would have been cool.
No. During the
Alex ran into Jason Schwartzman.
During the original Scott Pilgrim movie. But like,
what year was that?
Oh, 2010.
Oof.
Yeah.
15 years ago, guys.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I feel old.
Yeah, well,
right.
You and me both, my friend.
Such a good movie.
It is a good movie. I need to watch that. Rewatch that.
Even the series is good.
Wait,
or was it a series or was it a
series?
cartoon? Or was it a cartoon? What was that? Justin got me onto it, but it was really
Which
good.
one?
It was like on Netflix. Remember, I was like, "Hey, have you seen this?"
It's a movie, K-pop Demon Hunter. Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
we're talking about Scott Pilgrim.
No, the Scott Pilgrim. Wasn't there like
Scott
an
Pilgrim.
animated one?
Yeah. Sorry, I spaced out. There's an animated
That one.
series right now, and it's really cool. Yeah,
that
It's
one
called
was good too. Yeah, that was
Scott
really good.
Pilgrim Takes Off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim
Okay,
Takes
okay,
Off.
cool.
That's what it
That's
is.
it.
Well,
yeah.
All right.
That's
I
also
admit
really
it,
good.
I never seen.
Yeah.
I never seen Scott.
So we need to
Pilgrim.
watch that. We need to watch that.
We gotta watch
should
that,
do
man.
We have
Let's
to.
do it.
I know
Fired.
you watched it a lot of times.
It's
Alex.
on the books.
That's
I know
good.
you watched it a lot of times, but I didn't really pay
Yeah,
attention.
I know you
Yeah.
didn't.
It's good. It's a fast-paced movie, and it's based. I guess it's based on a graphic novel.
Yeah.
A graphic novel or a comic?
It's actually kind of technically a manga.
Yeah.
Okay, break down for me the difference comic book versus graphic novel versus manga.
So,
I honestly get confused.
so the difference between comics / graphic novels, American style, versus manga, is just the technical, like, it's read from right to left versus left to right. So
Okay, that's why.
So when you buy the
yeah.
like manga books, they're always, you don't like do the traditional way of like reading it, where you turn the book to the left. Yeah.
That's why when I go to Barnes and Noble, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like okay, I get it now.
It's like back to
I
front.
know nothing and I know everything at the same time. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's basically the technical difference. I mean, other than like the cultural difference.
Well, then hold on. But what's a graphic novel compared to
Graphic novel is just
comic?
like larger format. Like there's not.
Like Watchmen?
Yeah. Watchmen, V for Vendetta. You know, even Akira was like.
It could
Okay.
also be like targeted to like a different audience. Like sometimes a graphic novel is like more adult, right? Like they're more violent.
I don't know. Hold on. I've seen some very questionable things in a lot of mangas I've read. I would say the
okay.
differentiation between the two is that comic books or graphic novels are definitely more on the American side of media, while manga is more like Japanese, Korean, on the Asian side. So more like it's a more Asian culture thing, but America has like adopted it, and there's some really good stories out there. And Adrian, if you ever get the chance, I have a couple of recommendations that you might want to check out.
For sure. I have a big to read pile, and I have Persepolis and I have Mouse, because I've heard those are classics. So I haven't read them yet. I started Persepolis. I think that's how you say it. I'm probably saying it wrong, but that was pretty good. But yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for the next good graphic novel read. Well, good stuff. Okay, so let's see.
Oh yeah, because don't you also have a podcast?
I do. Oh, I should mention it since I've been talking about it. I have another podcast I do called the Book Brothers Podcast. A friend of mine named David Cardoso. I had to think of his name there for a second. That's sad if he's watching this. Sorry, David. But him and David Cardoso and I, we do a book review pod. It's basically like a book club, and we read the same book, sometimes not, and then we just talk about it. It's kind of like this, but yeah. So check us out, Book Brothers. We're on YouTube. We're only on YouTube. So check us out on YouTube, Book Brothers Podcast. But yeah, always on the lookout for the next great read. Is there a book convention? I feel like there should be, but I don't know if I've ever heard of one.
At Comic-Con,
a novel convention.
they do have like publishers there, like Penguin, Random House is there. So traditional like books that obviously they bring their more like teen oriented, like young adult oriented, even like children's books. They'll bring those books, and so people go those booths just as much as they do.
Didn't we go to a booth where we were able to like basically get a new book? And
yeah, I was just about to mention that.
It was pretty big.
You and I, like my friend Daniela, she's a fan of the show, also had recommended Substance. The Substance episode. She was the one who recommended that to me. But she sent me a picture of that booth. It said like Alchemist, and I guess it's an upcoming book in September. And she was like, if you see this, you have to stop by and check it out. I need to know. And there was a line there, but not that crazy. And so we're like, okay, cool, yeah. You got a book for your girlfriend, and I got a book for her, and it happened to be one that was it was a pre-release book, and so when I gave it to her, she was like, that was like so cool. It was like she's never had a pre-release book before, and so
it was cool the way they did it, right? Because like they gave you like a questionnaire. And then you would answer it based off of like what was more fitting to you, and then at the end it would pop out like what novel you should pick up, and then they would give you that book for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So when I did mine, I got like
speaking of fans on the show, a quick shout out, Healing Laughter Power on Instagram. She's the MVP. She likes all of our stuff, so just a quick shout out to you, Healing Laughter Power, on our Instagram.
Thank you, Healing.
Shout out to you.
It sounds like Comic-Con is kind of a catch-all for nerdom. Excuse me. I feel like it's movies, it's shows, it's obviously comic books, books as well. Is there a video game presence at all, or is that just E3 or which?
Yeah, there's video game presence.
There is a video game. Okay.
Definitely.
I kind of thought.
Video game, yeah.
What about what about music? What about I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there out there? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Covered it all.
Man.
Justin and I have attended several music events there during that Comic-Con. Like
a lot of like life-changing music
right?
events, to be honest, in a good way.
Yeah.
Like there's some crazy stuff that happens. Like there's some like secret parties that you can try getting into. Yeah, man, it's kind of like a cluster of everything, man.
There's a lot of crossover, right?
A lot of crossover for everything.
Well, this year at
Alex,
at
when you were walking
at IGN, remember? Yeah, I think you were going to reference this, Justin or Donald.
Yeah.
We were walking back to the hotel, and at the IGN party, All American Rejects was playing.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're like, hey, and they're playing live at the rooftop.
Yeah, and
it was a ticketed event.
It was one of their popular songs too. I was like, oh dang. I don't know the songs,
Yeah, it's a throw-
but whatever.
throwback.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then Denzel
Speaking of music,
Denzel Curry was playing at the free Crunchyroll Anime Festival on Saturday night.
Wow.
I wish I
Wow.
that was one of the things I would have liked to see too. But we like every night we almost tried to end our nights at the Adult Swim dance party, and they always had really great DJs. Like especially this one. Shout out to Akira. He's like one of our favorite DJs every single night.
Akira.
comes through.
He puts on such a fun show, like, and Adult Swim does it right. Like they don't, it's like no frills, but like they have like this laser show that was really fun.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of music, I saw you guys went to like a Rick and Morty themed rave show.
That's
or
what we're
something.
talking
Like,
about.
how was
That's the
that?
one.
That's what it
Adult
was.
Swim.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
that's
one.
what.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't
That was
know
pretty
if
fun.
I can. My bed's a little messy, but I have. I'll throw my camera over there. I have
This
a
is an
poster on my wall of the one time they did that Rick and Morty poster.
Oh,
that shit's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Didn't you get
Yeah.
it signed?
No, I didn't get it signed. I wish I did. I actually, I can't turn around and show you guys. I did get, I got like a couple of the cast members from Aqua Teen Hunger Force to sign
That's
stuff, and also the show Adult Swim show My Pretty Face or Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. I got the whole cast or the whole main cast to sign that, which was pretty cool. But I have a few signed memorabilia from Comic-Con.
And that's where you and I first met Ron Ustar.
That is where we first met Ron Ostar. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Who's that? That sounds like a wrestler or something.
He is the spoiled meat gold suit wearing guy from Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job. And then we befriended him.
That is a lot of words, some of which I know. What's his name? Ron Allstar.
Ron Ostar. Yes, he's the he's the spoiled meat guy. He's like,
And who wants to meet your
don't
dad?
eat spoiled meat. Yeah, he wants to meet your dad. Yeah, he was a wonderful gentleman.
Okay.
Speaking of like music crossover, we forgot to mention we even met
I'll stare.
Peter. What's his name? Peter Bergman from Anamanaguchi.
Oh, yeah.
you
Scott
guys-
Pilgrim.
Yeah,
yeah.
we met him.
So that was
we
cool.
met him after
Yeah.
the Scott Pilgrim EX panel. Super nice guy. Hope to get him on the show. We've been talking, crossing our fingers.
Let's get him.
But he's.
Let's get Neil Hamburger.
I don't know about that.
That's a throwback.
Oh
That's
man.
cool. Is he still alive?
Oh,
He's still
Neil Hamburger,
alive.
yeah, for sure. But I kind of feel like
How old is he?
I don't know. He's probably in his like.
Too young to be president. Probably, I don't know.
But he's probably in his 50s now.
Oh yeah, he's a young
Yeah.
chap.
Yeah.
He's shit. Wikipedia is not. He's 57.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
he's way too young for Congress. Way too young. He's young whippersnapper.
Yeah.
Just thinking about more of the crossover.
Yeah.
Donald and I we went to the
Hold
Hall
on,
H panel
hold
with.
on. Sorry. Let's distinguish because I'm dumb. Donnie on this show is Donnie. Then there's a Donald. Is that a different Donald that you refer to as Donald, or do you refer to Donnie as Donald as well?
They refer to me as Donald.
Okay.
I refer to.
I'm gonna need some like shortcut way to remember.
We
that. Go
we
ahead.
refer to Donald, our cousin, as Donald. And our
Because
have a brother named
they
Donald?
have an older brother named Donnie.
yes, our older brother is
Oh,
Donnie.
and then
Yeah.
okay, and then Donnie of Donnie Apples. Okay. Sorry.
And then
sorry.
we have Donald Miller.
Donald
My
Miller.
family is
Why
like
couldn't I remember his
Edgar's
name?
and Jesus's. And,
It's like Donald
you know,
Christina. Donald
I can't even
Yeah.
keep my own family.
Donald
my
and
own extended
Christina.
family together.
I would just say Donald and Christina because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come
Just
in.
easier.
They
Anyway.
come as a pack.
Arnold, go ahead, Arnold. Sorry.
Oh, well, one of the Hall H panels that we did get into, me and Donald, we attended the. Well, you attended the full panel of it. It was Joe Coy and Fluffy.
Oh yeah.
They had a panel.
Oh, yeah.
in Hall H, which
Gabriel-
surprisingly was pretty easy to get into. It was
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
on
yeah.
Thursday, right?
Yeah, we just walked in pretty much.
Were they promoting
Yeah.
something, or were they just there?
That's
for-
that's exactly like, because they're like, well, what is? I didn't even know what the panel was going to be about, but it was them promoting the biggest comedy show, which is like they're taking both of their audiences and kind of putting them together.
Oh, I see.
They're gonna
Yeah.
perform at SoFi next
Is
year.
Joe
Yeah.
Coy the guy that had a movie? Or is
Yeah.
that, am I thinking of a different Filipino?
No, that was
yeah,
it.
he did
that,
have
was,
a-
that was kind of cringy. I did not like that.
Yeah,
but I do like Joe. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. Yeah.
I like the joke, and I only saw the trailer because the trailer kept popping up on TikTok when that was coming out. I like the
Yeah.
part where the cop, the lady cop, is like, "Oh, I dated your dad. I could have been your mom, well, except not." I'm like, "That's good. That's a good joke. That's a good joke."
One of the cool things about if you get into these panels, especially Hall H, you'll see people with a vest that says like giveaways or something like that, and you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a ticket for something that you redeem later. You pick it up in another hotel. Well, I think it was in our hotel, but you know,
It was in our
But
hotel,
one of the
yeah.
cool giveaways was I got a freaking a Joe Coy hoodie.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
nice.
awesome.
I got a Joe Coy hoodie. Oh, it's a size medium.
I saw
I'm a
that
medium.
2X.
Because I'm a medium.
Is it a zip up or a pullover?
Pull over.
I
Well,
believe it's a pullover.
okay.
That's a pullover.
Well,
It's
for
a
Ar-
pull under.
well, for Arnold, he's gonna have
Pullover
to.
game strong.
Well, for Arnold, he's gonna have to cut it with scissors and then alter it.
He has to cut the
Because-
nipples out with the scissors.
Because it's a size medium. It might be a little
A
tight.
little tight.
Tight.
For his
Oh my
massive
God.
areolas.
So, good stuff. Really. So, okay. You guys were talking about logistics earlier. How do you structure each day? Like, do you plan each day out, or you just kind of go with the wind?
Just kind of go with it, man.
Just kind of go.
I'm
Okay.
saying, I feel like
Well, wait.
you plan
Everybody
as
has
best as
something
you can.
different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
like for me, I
There-
always pick up a panel or two to go to, or say like I have a goal. Like, okay, for like the first 3 days, like preview night, Thursday and Friday, I was trying really hard to get into the Peanuts booth because I'm a huge fan of the Peanuts gang.
I know you love peanuts.
You give Snoopy energy. I will say.
I
That's my favorite Peanuts
appreciate that,
character.
and I was like, each time.
I don't know what I mean by that, by the way.
It's fine. But I tried. They had so many items that I wanted to get, and each day I was turned away because like they would sell out really fast, or the line would get capped, and like, okay, you can't stand here and wait for the line to open up. You have to walk around. So it was this endless parade of like trying to walk around that perimeter of like that specific area to just try to catch the line opening up, right? And it was so hard. It almost just felt like I was wasting my time. So like I don't want to do this. So I just kept on just like giving up for the day, and then like again, like I said, just throw out plans out the window. And then you look at like the cool thing about the San Diego Comic-Con is that they have an app, and it shows all their panels, and and you can actually even look up booths on there too, and be like, oh, I want to go check out this booth. So you can look up the booth, the vendor, and then like know where exactly where to go, or like say where a panel is. Okay, cool. So I would end up like meeting up with Donald, or just go by myself. Like I think I would meet up with other friends too, like our friend Abdura. Him and I we ended up meeting up at the end of like the WWE panel. They had like a Mattel, and that's always a fun one. Like you get to see some of the wrestlers from like that you like or don't like or whatever, and just cheer or boo them or whatever. And it's just a fun time.
Yeah.
Because you're around other wrestling
Yeah.
fans, and they could either be like really like annoying or really like funny, depending on the person you sit next to.
I had just missed that one. I remember trying to get into that, and it was the same day that like they announced that Hulk Hogan died.
Oh yeah.
And then and so I knew that like, oh man, it might get busy. But sure enough, when I got there, it was capped. So that's when I decided to go to the Hall H with for Joe Coy and Fluffy for that. But then afterwards, I had I won on the Comic-Con does like a raffle for like to buy toys or these like meet and greets or something. and I had won a raffle for the WWE meet and greet. So although I missed the panel, I still got to meet all the wrestlers who were in the panel. I got
kind of jealous that you got to meet Julia.
Yeah. I mean, I got to fist bump him.
Nice.
That's all that they did. They said like a signing on the raffle, but then when we got there, they're not doing a signing.
Yeah.
You just take a picture
Lame.
with them. Like, all right, cool.
That sucks.
Okay.
Well,
I have to ask though, because just being me, have you guys ever seen anybody crash out at Comic-Con? Like, have you ever seen some drama unfold before your eyes? And if so, what was it? Justin, you're really shaking your head.
Let's hear it.
I want to hear it. Yeah. What's a crash out you can remember? You can recall?
I'm not even really entirely sure what the context of it was, but I remember I was walking the convention floor by myself, just trying to figure out other stuff to do on my own. Because I think that day everybody was in Hall H and I couldn't get in, so I was like, I'm just gonna walk around for like 2 or 3 hours. And I remember now, mind you, like Comic-Con is in the middle of the summer, so there was
but you're in San Diego. It's like what, 80 degrees, 85 maybe.
Dude,
okay,
it gets
well,
hot.
the thing is,
That
it
is
gets
bad.
hot. I mean, obviously Arnold has a tan.
But in Vegas, it's triple digits.
But we don't go
on.
outside. I don't go
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, I don't. How do you think I keep my nice white complexion? Anyway, I stay indoors. No, okay. There's something, and it makes sense because there was this person in a costume, and it's obviously like large armor. I don't know what character they were playing, but they had large armor on. They had like a sword, and what I presume was like his girlfriend or something. I think he was like hot and bothered, like he was just trying to make his way through the crowd. And this is in front of the convention center, the main walkway, and there's just tons of people walking back and forth through there. And then this guy, he just straight up turns around. Again, I don't know the context. He turns around and just starts fucking screaming in his girlfriend's face, just full on. And it was so bad that there was like event security that had to go over there and kind of like hold him back from about to do whatever. And that kind of crash out happens, man. I don't know the context, but I feel like
Do you remember what he said?
he was hot. No, I can't remember. This was years ago. It was obviously hot. He was obviously annoyed with the crowd around him, and she probably said something, or he just got frustrated with her because of what she said or did. Who knows what the hell happened, but that guy crashed out big time, to the
That's
point
crazy.
that like I said, event security got involved. And then and then as I'm like walking away, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be part of this, because there's like a crowd forming now, watching this spectacle. But this motherfucker just straight up starts like breaking down and crying as I'm walking away. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this guy's having the first time of his life.
I've heard lots of different stories of like crash outs, and like I in particular this year, for the Tron Ares booth, they had like a light cycle there, and I guess on Thursday, I guess on Wednesday and Thursday, they were handing out these 9 Inch Nails, because 9 Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack for the Tron Ares, and they're handing out these T-shirts, and people started finding out by Thursday morning that you could get a lot of money on eBay for these 9 Inch Nails T-shirts. Like I guess they were going for like a couple hundred. And so the people were trying to get in line, and like people who wanted to get in line just because they wanted to get the because there's a light cycle there that you could, there's a photo op, right? And you get the free T-shirt. And there was like a fist fight from what I hear, like at the because like somebody cut in line or
Over a T-shirt.
well, obviously it was a scalper, because there was like.
Right.
They're wanting to like sell the, well, it might have been between a scalper and a true fan, right? That's what usually happens. Like the scalper will take advantage, which is what they usually do, And then all of a sudden, the true fan who's like been waiting there for hours, and then the scalper like cuts in line or something. I don't know the exact details, but I guess there was a fist fight and had to get broken up.
Yikes.
And then like years ago, I guess, I mean, it's been kind of exaggerated, but you guys have heard of this, Justin, Arnold, about the guy getting stabbed in the eye with a pencil in Hall H or something.
Yeah, the Twilight.
Yeah, it was the
Wow.
Twilight days.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is not a
Yeah.
valid crash out, by
Yeah,
the way.
no.
That is not a valid crash
No.
out.
Yeah, look. Here's I pulled it up on eBay. The shirt
I'm so
with the-
glad that
Oh,
was
um,
eBay.
sold for $300
Whoa.
bucks.
Wow, that's
Selling.
crazy.
Damn. That's insane.
See, while we were at the
Yeah, man. Some people get tipped more on OnlyFans. Or just do OnlyFans.
while we were at the the
From what I
Adult
heard.
Swim event, they were giving away stuff, and one of the things they were giving away was a record, like an LP, right? And I grabbed for it, and some chick grabbed at the same time. She goes, "I got it."
I remember
And
that.
then I was like,
Oh.
I have it. Like, and she's like, I'm not letting go. And then I was like, well, I'm not letting go. I'm obviously gonna overpower you, right? And then like, 'cause she was smaller than me. And then she was like, I'll give you this. Please let me have it. And she was like handing me some, like, I don't know what it was. It wasn't a Funko, but it was like the same size, right? And then so I gave her the record. I was like, fine, I'll take whatever the hell you're giving me. And I grab it, and she goes, what is this? I go, it's a record. And she goes, I don't even have a record player. And I was like,
oh my God.
she's all, can we change back? And I was like, yeah, here. And I was like, you dumbass dude. I was like,
No,
you
you
don't
should've
even know
said
what you were
no.
fighting for. I know. I wanted to
All
say
that
no,
for
but I
nothing.
wanted the record, so I was like, all right, I'll just take it. I was like, whatever, dude. I was like,
I would've
I
did the
thought
same
it was
thing.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
I was like,
so-
you don't even know what you're fighting for.
So there's the Toxic Avengers, and then there's also toxicity at Comic-Con. is what you're
Yeah.
telling me. Real toxicity.
Who happened to be dressed up as the Avengers?
Nice.
And there's toxicity, and then there's intoxicated.
Oh, yeah, there's that
there was
too.
that one.
There's
Remember
that too.
Remember that one guy at the Adult Swim?
Oh,
We're
man.
I had to
just
call
enjoying
security on
the
him.
music, the light show, the music, and then I noticed this guy who's walking around the whole thing in a circle. He had like a what do you call those hats? Those bucket hats. Like a cheetah
Yeah, it was a
bucket
leopard,
hat.
leopard skin.
And then he had
Leopard.
a leopard.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had a button up
Sounds
shirt,
like a
but then he had
douchebag.
it like just completely open. And it's nighttime, and he's wearing yellow like shaded sunglasses. But then we see him like walking around, but he's walking around kind of like fast, and then he kept making circles, and it's probably, I don't know, it's a pretty good size lawn
Yeah.
of grass, and then we're just like counting how many times. I'm like, man, he's on something.
He's on one for
and,
sure.
And then like he must have, at least from when I started counting, I counted at least like 15 to 20 times.
Yeah.
And then he would walk around in circles, and then there was like a big like circle that people were dancing in the middle. And then he would go up in the circle, and then do some weird dance moves, or kind of just like lay on the floor.
He just, like, lay
then
there.
get back up,
Yeah.
and then and then walk around again, and then he posed with the Rick and Morty
Yeah.
statue that was there,
That's-
and then Donald, you were like,
Wait,
you said something to
Yeah,
him.
he was posing with the Rick and Morty statue, but the camera was facing me. So when I looked at him, he was taking a picture of me, and I was like, dude, what
Yeah.
the fuck? So I went up
Man.
to him and I engaged, and I was like, "What are you drinking, man?" And then like I was like, "Where do I get a drink like yours?" And then he just like handed me his drink, and he wanted me to drink his drink, and I was like, "Oh, I'm good,
So you
dude."
want some of mine?
Yeah. I was like, "I'm good, bro."
He roofied himself.
Well, at the end of the party, right? He like ended up just kind of like falling face flat in the middle of the dance circle, right? And he had you know,
hilarious.
you know
Yeah,
how
just
like
like that.
in the 80s, like you'd see like video of like girls like who were talking to each other, they're teenagers like on the phone, like with their feet kicking in the back, you know? He had
yeah, that was what he was
he
doing.
had his face, he was like face planted, and then his feet were like kicked up, and then this guy
Yeah.
who was kind of like dressed like a raver version of Finn from Adventure Time, he was kind of like making fun of him, and he was doing like he was like sitting with his hands like under here, and he was kicking his feet in the back.
Yeah.
But I guess he didn't realize the guy was just like crashed out, and then he's like, "Oh, okay."
Very Britney Spears coded.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
Britney Spears coded.
Fun time.
And that was only on Thursday. That was on Thursday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you guys? I mean, you must have been exhausted day to day, or does it all hit you at the end of it when you get home and your feet are sore and fucking?
I mean,
The trick is meth. Oh, just kidding.
Alex and I didn't even go out. Like, we were all supposed to meet up one night,
Yeah,
and we're just
Friday.
like, dude, I'm tired.
Friday.
We just crashed. Friday, yeah. Well, I was just like,
Oh,
I'm
really?
not going to go out tonight. I'm just going to kick it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I decided to party. I went to the club with the cane. First time I ever I went to the club. Legit, not for a costume
They
because
thought you were a
I legit
pimp.
needed it.
You should have went as
So
pimp.
I walk with a little extra limp.
Yeah.
You know.
That's your swag walk. That's your
The
swag.
lean.
And that one thing I love about Comic-Con is when you go to like the bars and the clubs, like people will go there in full on costume. There was like Wolverine. There was a what was that Doom? Oh, Doctor Doom. Little
Fantastic Four.
Dr. Doom?
Yeah, Doctor Doom. Yeah. Spider-Man and all kinds of people in full on costume. And they're like, they're just partying and like
a lot of times you'll see
man,
like
only
a lot
during
of times you'll
Comic-Con.
see like even just like celebrities or cosplayers. I remember one time we went to which Justin, you like bought drinks for Jessica Negri.
Yeah, I bought drinks for Jessica Negri and her whole
Who's that?
crew. Famous cosplayer. Actually, one of the famous cosplayers
Yeah.
of the time. I don't know how relevant she is now, but I mean,
No, not much.
She probably made that.
but
bag,
she was
though.
very popular. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought drinks for them. I was like, oh shit, it's Jessica Negri. I'm gonna go buy drinks. And then you know what they did? Didn't acknowledge us or nothing. Didn't say thanks for the drinks. They just took it and ran.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've had that
Douchebags,
happen,
dude.
Not at Comic-Con,
Al-
but at the Ace Hotel.
Although like who did acknowledge us and like hang out for like a little bit. Milana Vaintrub from the AT&T commercials.
Bro.
She like was
Bro.
super cool and she hung out with us.
Wait.
Yeah.
The
I was there. I
Yeah,
was there.
yeah, and then
I turned to look at Alex, and she's pretty short. I turned to look at Alex, and then I noticed she's there. But I was like, why she looks so fucking familiar, but I couldn't. And then
That's
after,
Guilfoyle's girlfriend on Silicon Valley. That's Guilfoyle's
yeah,
girlfriend. Did
it
you ever
was
watch that show?
it was crazy. But go ahead, Alex. Sorry, didn't mean to
no.
cut in.
That's see, and that's the cool thing about like Comic-Con too. Justin, we all come away with different experiences, right? Like Justin's point of view of what happened that night is completely different, although related to what we experienced. Like Justin saw that happening, while I was kind of like, I was just talking to her. It's like, dude, I love your comedy. You're such a great actress, and like, I took a picture with her, and then she hung out with us for a little bit and danced. Even like our buddy Adura, who's like a really good dancer. He's like he's really into crumping. Like that style of
Yeah.
Crumping?
Yeah.
crumping.
He's really good. He's
Shout
a good
out
dancer.
Adura. Shout out Adura.
Adura,
Yeah.
man.
Big
What's
cat,
crumping?
big cat.
What's
Japan.
crumping?
Big cat.
I'm still
It's
on
a very
That was the style of dance.
South Bay San Francisco area style.
Arnold, can you do it? Do you know this one? Arnold?
No, Arnold
That I
cannot do it. It's a very. It takes a lot of skill. It takes like Adura's really talented at that, and it was kind of cool because like he was like crumping while like Milana Vaintrub was like hanging out with us, and it was a good night. That night was.
It was a good time.
I think
I have another
he was crump
perspective
battling with somebody.
From that night too. Was it? I'm not a dancer at all. I just move to the beat. Whatever. I'm just there. Moves shuffling side
You
to
know
side.
the Charleston?
Whatever. I know the Charleston. Yeah, I do actually, which is kind of funny. All white people know the Charleston.
That was a guess, by the way.
No, I know I know how to square dance, swing dance, and Charleston. Anyway, strange.
Dougie?
Yeah. No, actually. So that night, like when all that was going down, again, we're drunk. We're all drinking heavily, lots of drinks and stuff. And I just remember like this one Like, okay, so I just want to put it out there that I am a fan of, curvier, bigger girls, okay? And there was this big girl that was there.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
There was this big girl that was there that I was definitely not attracted to. Okay, I would just say that so I'm not getting canceled here. I wasn't attracted, not one bit. And I remember that she was trying to dance up on me at some point in time. And I don't know if Ajura was just kind of like in the moment, and shout out to him because he kind of like saved my life, I guess, in a way. But like, he comes in, he dances, and then he completely takes her away from me, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, thanks. Whether he intended to do that or not, I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to be a part of this awkward situation. Anyway, that was another moment of that night.
Adura is the man. He's like always the MVP of every single Comic-Con. Like, he cosplays the con. He he does cool stuff too. I remember one year he came as the Predator. Like, that's an intense cosplay to do, and it was a really good.
His costumes are really legit too.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he made it when he was the Predator. Like, he made it on like Comic-Con International's like top cosplays of the year.
No way.
Yeah, and he also made it onto several. There's a lot of people, like photographers and videographers who will come in there and just make like cosplay music videos where they'll like shoot a lot of video and piece it together and like showcase a lot of cosplay. He made it onto several of them that year, and I think he made it onto with his Predator costume and his Trek costume. So
yeah,
wow.
He's also very tall, and he's very soluble too, and like all around. He deserves it.
Yeah,
he got onto like a karaoke thing even like when we were at one of the experiences this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he sang
he
sang Gorillas. What's that song? Oh, happy.
Oh yeah.
Feeling bad on sunshine. No.
Yeah,
I love that song.
He did a good job.
And it was funny because we ate at that Brazilian place, Galpo Gaucho, and then the head server.
Oh yeah, was there
who served us. She was right there in line at Twisted Metal while he was doing karaoke,
crooning her.
And yeah. And then I know she noticed because was like looking at him like, wait, looked familiar.
Look familiar.
But he was all focused on his performance, and otherwise he would have stole her heart. Also.
I have a question for you guys because I don't know much about it. Because I know you guys went to a different Brazilian steakhouse. What happened to Rei do Gado?
Oh man,
what happened to Rei do Gado, man? Because that was the place for Brazilian steakhouse.
Last year we were there the last day before they.
There was a fire. There was a fire.
Well.
The next
we ate there last year.
Yeah, so and
then the very next day caught on fire.
Yeah, we usually go there on Thursday for lunch because it's cheaper on the weekdays, and then the next day I think we were coming out of like a panel. Oh yeah, Donald, you and I were coming out of that panel that was in the Hilton Bayfront for like it was like a Simpsons thing. And we were walking out to the
that's right.
Sports Hall H, Simpsons. And you could see in the distance like smoke, right? And everybody's saying it's like, oh, it was at the Batman the Penguin experience. I caught on fire, but then like it was just kind of like misinformation. But later on, we found out that Rei do Gado had caught fire. Kind of sad. Yeah.
You know what sucks? That building also was housing for some Airbnbs.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people were like displaced, like last minute, because they couldn't get into the building. Yeah. And so people were like, "Hey, I need a place to stay." A lot of that going on too.
Oh, my exclusives! No.
Yeah, my exclusives.
No. That's sad. I'm sorry. Those people who got.
Yeah.
Hey, going back to the celebrity thing that we were talking about, I think it's always cool when you run into people and you're like, they're actually cool. They're actually cool when you identify them. So we were walking the first day on preview night, and we ran into some YouTube personalities, Mr. Beast's best friends, Carl Jacobs and Nolan Hansen. And my son's all about Mr. Beast. I'm not a big Mr. Beast fan, but he is. And so I was like, hey, my son's a big fan. Do you guys, could you guys make a small video just saying hi to my son? And they were cool about it, like they were just like, hey, Silas, how you doing, man? Like they were just like talking to him into my phone. So I thought that was really cool. And then showing Silas, the video, he was just like, oh man, they said hi to me. Like that's really cool. So like that was always cool to do that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I put a Mr. Beast embargo in this household because it's too much.
It's too much. Yeah,
Minecraft stuff, Among Us, and the other Skibbity, fine. But Mr. Beast,
you do Skibbity over Mr. Beast?
He likes to say it, and he likes the dumb music. So
I hate that shit, man. Like it's just so annoying.
You gotta make compromises.
I get it. Man,
I wish you were here. We could do a play date. Then the kids could talk about Gen Alpha. You know what I mean?
It'll happen one day. Maybe
That's
next
so
Comic
Sigma,
Con,
bro.
Maybe next Comic Con we should all go. We should make it a point to all go. And I might bring Silas. I don't know. And then you could bring your son.
I could go for a day, because his bandwidth is about 2 hours. So
hey, I get
it'd
it.
have to be a day trip for me if I'm already in California. But yeah, that could be a good idea. I've never gone, obviously.
I think you should go without your son first, gauge it, and then see.
Yeah, it is pretty intense.
I was about to say that.
It is pretty intense.
Yeah.
I already talked to Alex about it. I was like, if I end up bringing Silas, I'm probably not going to see you guys. I'll probably meet you guys to eat, but it's going to be a completely different experience because, I have to entertain him first and foremost. Yeah.
So. Even though it's sensory overload for everybody, it's if you bring a kid there, you can lose them. I mean, there's so many people there.
Con-wise, though, he's been to tons of cons. He loves it. It's almost dangerous for me because he wants everything, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have brought you. I shouldn't have brought you here.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, guys. Well, hey, I mean, that all sounds great. Are there any other things you guys wanted to touch on? I feel like it's been a good discussion. An hour went by fast.
I kind of feel like this goes out to Justin as well, your perspective on everybody's perspective on how this year's convention compares to previous ones. Obviously, Arnold and I have a pretty expansive idea of how different it was this year versus previous years. Justin, I mean, although you didn't attend this year, you have previous experience going, and you could probably tell somewhat from video of how different, and even just even just on paper, you could see the difference. And Donald, all your experiences, even including when Donald and Arnold and I went to our first San Diego Comic-Con all together.
Was that 99?
That was in 99. So
so I went in 99, and I went in 2017, and then I went 2014 and 2025. So mine are kind of spread out.
Yeah. So you have a perspective. Definitely, and they're very significant in your memory. For Arnold and I, it's kind of a blur,
Yeah.
And then
I mean, a big thing is definitely the size wise and what it's grown into and when it's changed, how it's changed, right, over the course of 99 to 2025. It's definitely the whole city is involved now. When we went in 99, there was some stuff outside of the convention, but I wouldn't say it was a takeover almost, right? But now it feels like the whole city is involved, and
What was the vibe like? And I have to know, what was the vibe like in '99? I mean,
we kind of went into it not knowing what to expect, though. Right?
Yeah.
That was the first year that I ever heard of and learned of Ali Baggett.
Who's that?
That's a Playboy model that we ran into.
It's an import car model, but
car model, and went into Playboy eventually. I think.
But for me,
there was a lot of
that. For me though, I've been wanting to go to. So in high school, I wanted to be a comic book writer, right? And And then one of my friends who I worked with,
I didn't know that.
New
Alex lore unlocked.
and one of my coworkers at Video Depot, he's like a big comic book artist and had gone to Comic Con before. And he's like, if you want to get into writing, you should go to Comic Con. And like, what's Comic Con? And he just kind of like showed. He brought the back in the day, you had to mail out the order form for a badge. You'd like select like, and then you'd like pay with a check or whatever. And I was nervous because like one, I'd never traveled out of town by myself to do anything, like, unless I was with friends to go to shows. But like this is something. It was like kind of a big ordeal because like you get a hotel and like plan this whole thing out, And I'd never really done that like in high school. But fast forward to '99. Like our dad, he used to be able to get two free nights at every Hyatt, and so what he did for us was he booked us 2 nights at the Mission Bay Hyatt, which is kind of closer to SeaWorld, and then 2 nights in the downtown San Diego Hyatt. And when we moved over there, it was right when we were about to check out. Right, we were looking at the window, and like when we drove into downtown San Diego, I kind of noticed. I was like, "Oh, San Diego Comic Con! Oh, cool!" They had all the banners and all the gas lamp lights and everything, and I was like, "Wow, did they already happen?" But like on Sunday, I'm looking out the window. Like we see people cosplayers, mostly like Star Wars and like stormtrooper suits. I was like, "Wait, it's happening!" And like our older brother was there too. He's like, let's go. So we go there, and these are the days where you can just walk up and buy a pass, right? It's just like you can't do that ever.
Yeah.
Like unless you're buying off a scalper, right? But like we walk up to there, buy our passes, and we're just like blown away. And this is even before the days of Hall H, right? Like they hadn't completed it yet.
I don't even think I went to a panel. Like it was more about just hanging out, having fun, and kind of just walking around.
Yeah.
But I don't recall going to a panel.
Yeah, I remember that was the first time. Like, I already known about Giant Robot Magazine, but then I realized they were there. I was like, "Holy shit! This is a real thing!" Like, they are also nerds, and they also had like cool stuff. And and then I don't know. It was just kind of cool. Like you guys were into like the import model thing, but then I was like, "Ooh, Vampirella's here!"
Yeah, Vampirella, hell yeah.
Hey, shout out Giant Robot. They're always so cool. Like we've met them up like numerous times.
Yeah.
And, Alex even like was able to interview one this time.
Yeah.
So
I saw that.
Yeah, Eric Nakamura. Shout out to him. Martin Wong, the founders of Giant Robot. They've always been really cool to me. Always hospitable. Definitely gonna get them on the show. But yeah.
Well, I have to say, I would love to have gone back to time travel to '99. I feel like they always say like each decade kind of ends a little bit into the next decade. Like the '90s or the '80s kind of ended like in the early '90s and so on. It's always kind of shifted, right, culturally and stuff. And you always hear like like the '90s really ended on 9/11, right? Because like that's when like holy shit, big huge shift in history, obviously, right? Couldn't think of it bigger. But and this is semi-unrelated, but like you see kids now sort of like adopting. It used to be the '80s, now it's the '90s is the big thing now. Now the kids are adopting '90s culture and stuff. Justin, you yourself went, I believe, to a '90s museum recently, and I know this is kind of unrelated, but I have to know, like, what was that like? Like the '90s are now museum worthy.
I don't think I went to a '90s museum. I did post about a '90s museum, but
Adrian, it's in Colorado.
Yeah.
It's in your...
Oh,
yeah.
That's
I was about to ask if you've gone. It's in your city.
No, yeah. I've heard of it, and then I saw Justin's post, and I assumed that you went to one in Vegas or something.
I mean,
I saw that too. Yeah.
I didn't go to that, but it's like I was playing video games the other day, and sometimes I'll just join random lobbies with people, and whenever I like reveal my age, like just the other day, they're like,
Don't even
"Whoa,
say it.
you're like halfway. You're like halfway in the coffin." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What?"
That's fucked up.
I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, dude. I don't know. I do get, however, when I'm at work by a lot of people, they're all like, "Oh, wow, you look like you're in your late 20s." I'm like, oh, "No, I'm gonna be 37 pretty soon here."
Next week.
Yeah,
Actually.
next week. Yeah, which is crazy.
And then Alex comes shortly after.
It's always been kind of like an interesting thing, seeing like, oh, like, look at this old technology. And I'm like, for me, it doesn't feel old. Like, none of this old technology feels old to me. Like, I
Right.
still have VHSs and a VCR. You know, I still like to dabble with my Nintendo 64 and Sega and stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
I heard kind of an interesting theory recently where they were saying, like, the reason why people are so nostalgic for pretty much anything pre-2000 is because we kind of stopped having, like, distinct decades because of the internet and because of technology and because of capitalism and the way everything kind of just becomes very homogenous throughout society, no matter where you are, pretty much. And it's like, so kids growing up, like me and Donnie's kids, right, as an example, like their generation, you know, they grew up on the internet. That's all they know, and they're going to grow up. They're going to become adults, and they're going to have their own experiences, but no, they're not going to have that same tactile experience that you had in the '90s when it came to technology and when it came to cultural stuff as well. So I think there's something there to that.
Well,
And so it's so funny seeing kids these days thinking that, like, Nirvana is like, oh, that's oldies, you know, wearing a Nirvana
well,
shirt,
to bring it-
like, and they've never even
to
listened.
bring it back around to like
Look at these.
to bring it back around to like Comic-Con, like that's the beauty of Comic-Con as well. Like it's a time capsule that comes around once every year, and you have these mile markers represented all throughout the convention, right? You have modern, you know, newer things, but then you have like people who love older things, right? Older comics, even Tamagotchi. Like Tamagotchi, like for me, like I love Tamagotchi. Like I picked up this Peanuts Tamagotchi. But,
Oh, cool.
Nice.
and it was like it's that thing never existed, but it was kind of a blending of, you know, past technology, and the people who like they'll go to it and be like, oh, I remember when those came out, and so it's almost like this sharing of our history, right? And like people will have,
There's definitely a lot of nostalgia
yeah,
attached
Yeah.
to Comic-Con, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's because Comic-Con, they still like celebrate the like gold and silver ages of comic books
for sure.
and beyond.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's still that presence there, and I hope that presence remains, you know, for that culture, because that's what San Diego
That's what started it.
Comic-Con
Yeah.
is all about. Is, you know,
That's definitely
celebrating the, you know, the stuff that helped make these properties become popular. You know,
Yeah.
these people behind it. You know. Even the resellers.
yeah. But yeah,
Not that you need to, but I wonder how many people go to Comic-Con and have never even read a comic. You know, I know it's not just about that, but you know,
Yeah.
that's
you'll
kind of
be
where it stemmed
surprised.
from,
You'll be
though.
surprised. Like there's a lot. On
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You've never read a comic book?
I have,
I'm
especially
kidding, I'm
you know,
kidding,
the free ones especially the free ones that you get.
There we go.
And actually, I did buy one.
Oh, you did.
I did
Oh, you
buy
did
a
buy one.
comic.
You did.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
Him and Adora picked that one
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Talking about
Yeah,
classic
yeah.
rock.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Hold on, which
one of the
which
Linkin
was
Park.
that at? I didn't see that.
Yo, that's
It,
cool.
it was at artist
Oh!
alley.
Artist alley, yeah, in
It
the
was
back.
all
See,
the way
What's
at
that?
the
What's that
very
sticker
end.
on it? Is it
30
30?
bucks.
Damn, dude.
See, and that's
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody walks away with a different experience, and that's what's so cool about it. Like, I missed out on that. That's really cool. And then like I've experienced stuff that, you know, like none of you guys got to experience. Like Donald and I got to experience meeting, Peter Berkman, right? Nobody else got to do it, Like, to be honest, like if you think about it, it's like that experience is like very almost like one of one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've.
But the three of us did each get to get
that's cool.
some ice cream. Which I decided to keep the container.
And that's funny.
Because I just
that's a
thought it
very
was so
Filipino
cool.
thing.
You know,
too.
within 15 minutes of walking outside of the convention, we stopped at 3 activation points, and they were all handing out different types of ice cream. Like,
what?
just like coincidentally, I was like, oh, ice cream, oh, more ice cream, more ice cream.
It's like
doesn't love a good ice cream?
We all scream for ice cream.
It's like I had 3 different ice creams before I even had lunch.
that,
I was like,
Arnold?
geez.
Well, I had
Well,
a.
guys.
Ice cream. We all scream for ice cream.
I had an experience with Alex like a few times at Comic-Con. I mean, I don't know how many times you've met him because you're a huge fan of like Kevin Smith and stuff. But remember that one time like we like randomly just ran into Jason Mewes at the Hilton Bayfront. Like that was cool, man. And then like we got to see Doug Benson coming out of that hotel that one time. Eric Andre coming out of the Adult Swim experience.
Wait, who was coming out of our hotel this time? Who was that? In the Mortal Kombat shirt.
Oh, April O'Neil.
April O'Neil. When we were
from Teenage
staying,
Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, not April O'Neil.
Oh,
that's crazy.
I don't know.
What were you
staying at the one time that we ran into Riley Reid like in front of the
I also
hotel
don't know who
too.
that is.
That was crazy. Well, no, there's a lot, dude. There's a lot of different. Like there was one time we were coming back from I don't know, a night out drinking or whatever, and we were all like trying to make our way back to the hotel, and everybody was super just plastered, especially Arnold. I think he was so plastered he got sick.
No, not Arnold.
Yeah. And we all kind of just ended up like splitting up, and we were making our way back to the hotel, and I was like, man, I'm like really fucking hungry, and again, I'm cross-faded as hell. And I remember when I was on my way to Gaslamp Pizza by myself, I ran into who looked he looked like him, and when I asked him who he was, he confirmed that it was him. Again, I'm not even too sure, but I ran into Joss Whedon, and he was like drunk as hell too, and he wanted to go get some pizza as well. And I was like, oh yeah, man. I was like, hey, are you Joss? And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm just looking for some fucking pizza. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going there right now. And so we like both went over to like grab a slice, and that was pretty much it. Like I talked to him for a little bit, and then we went our separate ways, and then I went back to the hotel after that, and then that was when like I thought I was going to be the first one back at the hotel. I was like, there's no way, because I was so far ahead of you guys, even after getting the pizza. And then I get back to the hotel, and then Lance is there. I was like, how the fuck did you get here before me? And I left before you.
And didn't
he took a fucking Uber.
But didn't he also arrive with a bunch of food too? He had like burgers and stuff.
Yes, he had food too. I was like, how the fuck did he do this? Yeah, so I was the second one back to the hotel.
I was busy that night. I was busy protecting Arnold from. We were like, I kind of think like we were about to get mugged, because like
that's right.
So that night, so there's some sketchy dudes, right? They like I've heard about this kind of like tactic, right? So there'd be like 2 people kind of just like one like at the curb, and another guy at the standing against the wall, right? And they would watch the crowd going back and forth. No, that's not across the street. No, they were on the same sidewalk, but they would be like one is like leaning against the wall, one is like at the curb, standing at the curb, like maybe like against the lamppost or whatever. But they would kind of watch the crowd, right? And they would be kind of like they do a little whistle, and like I knew they were eyeing us because I was walking Arnold home, right? Because he was drunk, and like I think they were targeting us, and I was like because like as soon as
I think particularly me, because I remember you're like, Arnold, I was probably maybe 15 feet away, or ahead or behind you. I think I was ahead, and then you're like Arnold, and then I'm like la di da. What's open to eat right now? I got the munchies, man. It's 3 a.m. You know, and then I remember you called me over.
Get over here.
And you didn't really say until we kind of got
because
I don't think I've ever seen Arnold drunk.
well, what happened was like we actually so I had to like whistle you over to like get over here, and I we walked towards where there was a bigger crowd in front of like an open building where there was like possible security, and they were following us. They were literally following.
Yeah, that's scary.
And I was like, I kept
They would have sold.
yeah, jacked us for like all our money or
Sold your
something.
money,
Like,
right.
yeah, right.
They would have sold your kidneys on the black market, dude.
Seriously.
I think maybe I shouldn't have worn those short shorts that night.
No, not the Daisy
That's
Dukes.
it. That's what it
It was
was.
that and the tube top.
The coochie cutters.
That was
remember-
also the year that I hooked everybody up with a ton of weed too, because I just brought a shit ton of weed. Yeah, and and some of us, not all of us, but some of us got pretty crossfaded that
You
year.
weed, Justin? No, I don't believe that.
I'm innocent. You can't prove otherwise.
Do you remember?
You're a straight edge, right?
Do you remember the year like so a lot
Like this, straight like
a lot
this.
of times a lot of people will whenever I mention like, oh yeah, I'm going to Comic-Con, they always will ask, oh, do you cosplay? And then like we never hardly ever cosplay just because I've seen how it is, like, you know, especially if you have a really good costume. Adura would dress as Predator or
Black Panther.
or Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know, you get people like, oh, hey, can I get a picture? And he puts his mask on and he poses and stuff. He walks around and he's like, okay, it's getting hot. He takes his mask off. And then someone's like, oh, can I get a picture? You know, so you have that like all day. You know, so you gotta be prepared to do that.
And that's
but
the
like one of the years.
that's the one thing about like having a cosplayer friend is like you're always having to be willing to like be just chilling out on the side watching.
Yeah.
You
But,
end
we'll
up
see you
taking the
later.
picture.
Yeah.
Can you take a picture for us?
Yeah, sure.
You gotta start
But
charging.
do you remember?
for
Do you remember the year that our brother Donnie, he made shirts for all of us. So the Comic-Con security, they would use it was
Yeah, the
Elite
company
security,
was
and
the
they
company
wore
was
those
called Elite.
He made you guys
so
elite
then,
shirts.
they were the red Elite shirts, but then so he made ones that was similar to it, but instead of saying Elite, it said Leet, L33T.
Yeah, okay.
And then it was like, you know, we dressed up. We would have black shorts or red shorts with the red polo. And then so what our thing was that we would do is we all wore it, and then because back then also, like, if there was a celebrity or something, you would know because you would have security. They're like, excuse us, what, out of the way, coming through. So then we decided to we dressed up as that, and we would do that to random people. So like, excuse us, coming through, and then they would be like, oh, what, you know, like, who's this? Okay, and then the actual security. The actual Elite security saw that, and then they're like, "That's genius.
Yeah.
That's great." You know,
And
they
the
laughed about it.
actual captain of like that team that was there, he was like, I love this, and he took a picture with us. It was great.
That's funny.
That's so funny.
One of the funny things is, so our cousin Clark, who goes every year with us, he used to go to school out there at SDSU. And so one of the random girls that we decided to pick and do that to we're like, oh, excuse us, out of the way. And then she looks over at Clark, and he had like a fake mustache on.
It was an Officer Dangle version of the from Reno 911.
Yeah, she looked at him. She's like, Clark? We had no idea that he ran into somebody that
They invited us
went to school.
because they invited everybody else.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good story.
Wow. Okay, guys. Well, hey, I think that's a great wrap up of Comic Con 2025. And unless there's any other big stories you guys want to share, I think we did it, guys. I think we did it.
Yeah. And we shared a lot of old stories, but yeah, this year,
Good anecdotes.
it was-
all
I
around.
think the main takeaway is this: Comic-Con, while it has evolved and changed and is continuously evolving, like right now they're in this, Hollywood is in this flux time where there's, you know, they're not sending as much money to market movies there. They're still doing a lot of money, sending a lot of money to market TV, but it's going back like we had kind of talked about in the pre-Comic-Con podcast, how it was everything was going towards independent comics and DIY and, you know, smaller publishers. That's the case. That's what's going on right now. Like a lot of those, like the floor was so busy. Like everybody was, and there were new brands there. Like new companies were there. Like just a lot of new stuff. Like a lot of the old guard is kind of like going away or just losing their luster and shine. Like Funko was like not the talk of the town like it used to be. It was all about Pop Mart. Pop Mart when it came to toys, right?
Pop Mart, dude.
Labubu, you know?
They're opening another store here in Vegas,
Jeez.
actually. Now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, but like I said,
Crazy.
it's all like different, but it's still the same community, the same sort of thing. And if you want to go to Comic-Con, I encourage anybody to go. Like I think if you're curious about it, if you think you're gonna find yeah, if you think you
Hulk smash.
There's something for everyone, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's not just for like nerds or whatever people may think.
yeah.
No.
No, it's for everyone.
Nerd
Yeah, that's just-
culture is in.
Anything
again.
pop culture related,
Yeah.
It's like
Still, let's go around, just do socials really quick, and then that's it. Unless you really have a final thought. Arnold, we'll start with you.
Y'all can find me, Arnie Collego, on all the socials. Posting maybe I've been posting a little bit about Comic-Con. See the you know, the things that I ate, the people, just the random sights and sounds. I mean, there's just nothing like it. And I was gonna probably put together a video.
The
just
people you ate.
yeah. Yeah, just you know, like every year after Comic-Con, like, oh, I miss it, and so yeah, I can't wait till next year.
He's going to the Hills Have Eyes activation next year, right?
I want a pass that, like, if I was rich, if a pass was $50,000 and I had the money and it was like nothing, but then it gets you into everything, like whatever you want to the front of the line, I'll do it.
they have something like that for Disneyland. No,
They have it for
forget what it's called.
Coachella. They should have it for Comic-Con. You know what I mean?
They're non-profit,
yeah.
man. They're not for profit.
Not for profit. Okay, that's a great idea. You should pitch that to them. Justin,
Hey.
let's go to you next. What are your socials? Where can people find you?
You can find me GhostNerd88. That's my art page, or you can definitely check me out on my personal page, Shibs the Zombie. But yeah, click on the links. I do Twitch streaming. My YouTube, I'm gonna have like a couple of new videos coming out on my YouTube pretty soon. But yeah, I guess like the final things I gotta say about Comic-Con is that, yeah, I haven't been for the last 6 years, but I did go for 4 years straight, between I think 2014 and 2017.
2019?
Or no, I went in 2019
Yeah,
as well.
you went like from
Something like that.
2014.
Oh, so I went.
You went from
Yeah,
2014 to
yeah, so
2019.
longer than that.
Yeah.
Whatever. I went.
We'll
and-
have our research interns look.
yeah,
into
we'll
it.
look into it. But the thing is like I initially went to Comic-Con because of Alex, and because we were trying to start Palm Springs Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
It was more of a research thing, and then ever since I went, I was like, man, this is great. You know, I think the only unfortunate takeaway I have about Comic-Con is that every time I go, I end up just going completely broke, and it kind of stresses me out. And I think that's like one of the only things that I feel like I need to do better moving forward going to Comic-Con is saving that money, and not spending it all in one booth, and you know, being mindful of, you know, how to navigate on a budget at San Diego Comic-Con, because when you run out of funds to kind of do like fun stuff with your friends, it is kind of a downer, and it does take a little bit out of your trip. But for all the things that have happened throughout the years of all the years that I have attended, it's been a blast. And I've said this on the pre Comic-Con show, is that
Well, can I just say really quick?
Yeah.
You should budget better. That's always a good idea.
You should
but as
budget
far as
better.
the past, sunk cost fallacy, right? And think of it this way: what's more valuable than things? Experiences. You have those experiences now, and that's. I mean, you can't buy that anymore. Those memories are you can't put a price on that. So
yeah, you can't. And I've gotten into some like crazy situations with Alex and the
you
rest
have a
of
lot
the
of
gang.
stories.
I have a lot of stories that I wish we had more time to tell them, but the takeaway from it all is, especially about like how it's gone. I remember the first year that I went. I'll keep this short. I remember the first year I went. I was dumbfounded by it, that an entire city dedicated their entire weekend to San Diego Comic-Con, like being able to experience like activations where they were like very thorough and detailed, and some of them not so much. I had a blast at doing all of them, and seeing, because I have dipped in and seen some of the videos and pictures and stuff that you guys have posted this year, and it seemed like everything that was like worth going to was actually just at the convention center. It seemed to me that it was very light on the outdoor activations this year, although there were some like the Peacock and Twisted Metal and the Peanut stuff like that all seemed like really cool. But I remember the first year I went, there was fucking giant signs, giant experiences for just about any media that you could possibly be a fan of. And although I miss that, I feel like a lot of the best memories were when we just went out drinking. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of it was like going out drinking, hanging out with friends, like-minded individuals. And that's the biggest takeaway in the Gaslamp District. And that's the biggest takeaway for me, is that I had the best time just being around you guys.
It was the best of times. It was the best of times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for that, Justin. That's why it sounds like, yeah, I need to get my shit together and try to get out there at some point. So we'll see.
Maybe next year, all 5 of us, the Never Seen It podcast, will all be there.
NSIP activation. What do you say, fellas? About blinking merch?
I'll bring some cardboard boxes.
We'll have a panel. we'll do a panel.
Yeah.
I'll cook, and then we can show a movie, and then everybody can give their Z rating.
I'm not gonna lie, man. You guys, if we're all able to make it out next year, I'm gonna be serious. We should have like the worst looking activation that people can go into for free, dude. And see like what we can pull off.
We could just probably set up a table. Nobody would bother us.
Set up a table. Yeah,
dude,
cool.
You know what we should do? We should get one of those refrigerator boxes, the cardboard boxes, and then have like the instant activation. But you know what?
We should get one of those big photo booths, the ones that you blow up.
Oh.
Those are really popular. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People would actually walk in there and be like, "What is this? What's going on?"
Actually, I kind of think it would be kind of cool. Is like if we could find a place that would let us like set up a camera, and like be like, "Hey, tell us about the movie that you've never seen that you thought like people keep on."
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
And before they leave, they have to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or wherever they get podcasts from.
They got to give us
and
their
then they get a-
information.
You know what?
Pump those numbers up.
Then they get a free.
If we
Blinky
walked into a
sticker.
space and we're like, "What's that?" A free
They get a
what?
free Blinky sticker.
Yeah.
There you go.
As long as they subscribe to us.
If we literally go up to a place and we're like, "Hey, we're here to set up the photo booth. Do you know where it's at?" And they're like, "Oh, you can go anywhere." Right? Oh, okay, cool. Then we just set up. Like, no one's gonna bother us. Like, it's so much going
I'll
on.
have the ladder. I'll have a ladder already. Like, you know,
Yeah,
don't
just
let
show up with a
anybody
ladder.
have a ladder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a
show up
clipboard.
with
So a
You
ladder,
gotta have a ladder and a
clipboard,
clipboard.
or a iPad.
Or not, yeah.
Tube
Well,
top.
we'll have one of those headphones with the mic or the
Yeah.
thing too.
Breaker.
Or walkies.
Cool.
Daisy Dukes.
Well, Donnie, let's go to you next. Where can people find you?
Yeah, mainly on Instagram. _ Donnie Appleseed is my main. You can find my photography on 12.5 Photography, and then I do a little thing for Hatch and Wagon Alliance. It's for people who like hatchbacks and station wagons. So I'm on those three that you can find me on.
Awesome, possum. Alex, where can people find you?
You can find me at Daily Dares on the socials, and if you go to, especially my Instagram, and if you go to my bio in Instagram, you can find the link tree that shows all the stuff I'm involved with, including Collectible Galaxy on Depop.
Well,
Cool.
I like that. Hey, I'm going to put my Jerry Springer head on for a second. If you guys remember, he used to do a Final Thoughts. I wrote a little ditty, and I just wanted to say to end word usage, right? Yeah, so, every year, at Comic-Con, people come together, nerds, normies, cosplayers, collectors, all united by their love of stories. Whether you're dressed as a Jedi, a Spider-Verse variant, or just in line for the Hall H in the 5th hour, you're part of something bigger. So maybe the real cosplay was the friends we made along the way. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Amen.
Amen.
100%.
Well, there we go, fellas. That's it. We did it. Another one in the can. You can follow me at Boots2Big on social medias, at Books2Big on TikTok for reasons we won't get into, but you can follow me as the podcast. Never Seen It Podcast. We're on TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, X. Visit us at neverseenitpodcast.com. Email us, podcast.neverseenit@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts from. And if you like the show, please, this helps us out. Share it. Leave us a review, a comment, anything. Anything helps. We'll take it all. Big thanks to Mr. Kyle Mapson of Burn Cycle for our intro music. By the way, that episode's out now, so check it out. And by the way, next week we have... Don't distract me during the outro, damn it. Next week we're discussing Horizon, an American Saga Part 1 with special guest Amber Wyatt again, which was a great discussion on that movie. That's all I'll say for now. But by the way, going back to Kyle, follow him on Instagram, selfies_food_and_pets. Thank you for listening. Any final, for the love of God, final thoughts from anybody?
What happens at Comic-Con stays at Comic-Con.
Yes. That's,
Unless you have a
quote I live
podcast.
by, so. Unless you... Yeah, exactly.